these people you hear saying, ananichapanga, lakini the way they apologize, yani someone will beat you so badly, maybe at night, maybe sasa mmeoana, and this person atakuja ku abuse physically.
Yeah.
And then in the morning or some few days later, atakwambia, oh, I'm sorry, I was stressed at work.
He does the complete opposite. He makes you breakfast, he takes you out,
God.
he buys you gifts.
You know?
Mpaka you're like, you know what?
Is this the same person?
Yeah. Again, continue to share the link even as we continue with this awesome conversation. Now, before we went for a short commercial break, we were, Rose, you were talking to us about the faces, that come up in gaslighting. And you said one of the things is that the abuser will love bomb you to win your trust, to win your confidence. And once you lower your defenses and you give them your heart, it could be either way, male or female, then the manipulation starts. Because we said again, we said gaslighting is emotional abuse, psychological warfare, or even brainwashing, isn't it? Yeah. Before we go to the next step, whereby we want to tell our viewers how to tell if you have experienced gaslighting in a relationship, I'm just wondering, do you have another face?
Yes.
Kindly, yeah.
Absolutely, because now,
the
other thing that a gaslighter will do is, first of all, they've bombed you. They've made sure now you trust them completely. You are confident that this person wants you. You know, they want you to be in their life. And they start now giving you bits of who they really are. Sometimes they'll do something. And then because you love them and because you're trying to tolerate them, you will hardly question. You know? So that's how they manage to manipulate you, because they've bombed you, they've shown you their good interest, they have your best interest at heart. So now every time they do something that's kind of fishy and something that you want to question, now there's a certain fear that if you address this matter, you might lose this good thing that you have not had in maybe all your life or in a long time, you know, because they are so good in expressing love. And they really learn how you want love expressed to you.
Let me ask you, are they sociopaths? Because you've described to us as sociopaths.
Yes, they really are. They really are sociopaths. So after now, they start giving you bits and pieces of who they are, and they realize that you don't want to question, because you're afraid that if you question, now you're going to upset the status quo, you know? They want you to, they realize that you love the stability. And anything that's going to bring conflict is going to destabilize the peace that you feel. You know? And again, now you develop a certain level of codependence on them. Because they give unusual kind of love. You know, they hardly ever wrong you. And when they wrong you, they know at what point to apologize in the beginning stages and how to apologize. You know, it's like these people you hear saying, ananichapanga, lakini the way they apologize, yani someone will beat you so badly, maybe at night, maybe sasa mmeoana, and this person atakuja ku abuse physically. And then in the morning or some few days later, atakwambia, oh, I'm sorry, I was stressed at work.
He does the complete opposite. He makes you breakfast, he takes you out, God. He buys you gifts.
You know?
Mpaka you're like, you know what?
Is this the same person? I mean, no, anyway, he was stressed.
He was stressed.
And this person is human. They must have been stressed.
And it's important, sorry, I said before I let you speak, they also make you feel you are the fault. You made me lash out at you. You made me.
And you know, I was so stressed at work, and then you came and, you know, started expressing certain things. So I was so stressed, and I didn't know how to express it. I'm so sorry, my dear.
So you always apologize.
Because now you're like, I knew they had reasons.
I was just about to say what you've said. That they will always be there to, and they will always make sure at the end of the day you are the guilty one. And in most cases you'll find out that they use their past goodness to defend their mistake.
Absolutely.
Like if let me say I slapped my wife last night, then when I will ask her, like, for for the past few years, you know the things I have been doing to you. Do you think I can do that in my right mind?
Intentionally.
So definitely the person starts thinking, what did I do that triggered the person that is not in this person? You see? So at the end of the day, they will not even make you feel guilt directly. But because of the things that they will be referring, you've mentioned something very important, that they make sure that you have full dependence on that love.
Absolutely.
If it's a young girl, you feel like you have never been loved and there have never been any other kind of love apart from what you're getting from this person. So definitely, you imagine like, mtu kama huyu hawezi nikosea unless I am the one who provoked the person to do this. So at the end of the day, you find out you are empty, and the slightest apology, like, babe, I could not do that. It means a lot to the person who is being abused.
Because again, their self-esteem is very low. So when you're good to them, you lift them up, and they crave for it.
They crave for it.
It's important as we have this conversation to let our viewers know. Someone is asking, how can I tell if I have been gaslighted? Because there's someone watching us and saying, okay, I hear you guys, and I can see those signs in my relationship. But how can I know for sure that I have been gaslighted? So one of the ways, and I'm going to throw it, and then you can discuss it. If you have been gaslighted, you always feel the urge to apologize all the time. If an argument has a reason or an issue has a reason, it is you who feels I'm in the wrong. You always feel the urge to apologize. And that's why I say to you, Rosalind, some of these gaslighters, they are sociopaths.
Yes, they are. They definitely are.
There's an element of
you can't separate those two things.
You can't, isn't it? So if you've been gaslighted, you always feel the urge to apologize, because again, in a healthy relationship, it's not just a one-way traffic. You're not the only one who is always apologizing, isn't it? It goes both ways, because it takes two to tango. Another way you can tell you've been gaslighted is believing that that guy or that woman who's gaslighting you cannot do anything wrong.
Thank you.
I think that's the point that we just discussed right now. Because you are so empty. You're so empty, and whatever you believe in is guided by the goodness of this person. So definitely, if a mistake happens, you take it upon yourself. And that is why the other person will never be wrong. Sometimes they even, I have seen a person who comes home, in the course of our counseling, then he's like, he comes to you telling you like, I'm so guilty. I feel like I need to apologize to my wife. Then when the two of them come to you, you find out the wife is taking the offended person is taking the blame on themselves. Now it becomes even difficult because the guy wanted to get a chance to apologize to the wife, but the wife is the one who is doing the apologizing. So you find out at the end of the day, this person is so empty. They don't live their own life anymore.
Lost their
absolutely. So that's another sign you can tell that you've experienced gaslighting. Another one is you always have frequent feelings of nervousness, anxiety, and worry. It's as if you're walking on eggshells in your home, because you're like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, because I don't want to provoke him or her. And we said gaslighting can go either way. Even a woman can gaslight the guy, isn't it? So it's not just a male-dominated thing. So if you have those frequent feelings of nervousness, anxiety, and worry when you're around your spouse, your partner, your boyfriend or girlfriend, then that is a sign you've been gaslighted. Another one, and you mentioned this,
before you go to the next one, we've seen cases of if I go with my wife to a public place, in most cases you find for those abusers, my wife cannot be comfortable to speak in my presence. Anytime she opens her mouth, she's like,
she's thinking about you.
Nita make blunder, then so you'll find out they are always cold. They are given a chance, like, can you speak to us? Then he's like, okay, najua atasema vile kunafaa. You see?
Yeah. It's interesting you should say that there's this movie I watched. A couple is dating. Like what you said, the guy bombs the chick. The chick falls in love with the guy. They move in together. So when they go on business meetings, because sometimes you are invited on business meetings. So the guy would take his girlfriend out on those business meetings. So there would be served wine. And the boyfriend will always say to his girlfriend, do you know you drink too much? My friends are telling me you drink too much. And the girl looks back and said, I had 2 glasses. But she is so gaslighted that when they go out, she even now starts to take water because she's believing she's drinking too much. And now it moved on to the point whereby he makes her believe your drinking is affecting your judgment. And it got to the point whereby now the man was telling the girl, your friends are influencing you to drink. That manipulation is very subtle. Very subtle. And that is why, again, it's important to have this conversation, because if you are experiencing some of these signs, it's important for you to know that you need help. Isn't it, Rosalina?
Yes.
So, we said when you're gaslighted, there's a loss of confidence. And when you're gaslighted, your partner is always telling you, you are overly sensitive. Roslyn, you're too sensitive. Siwezi kuambia kitu. You get what I mean?
You think
labels. Labels.
Yeah.
You know.
And last but not least, when you are being gaslighted, you have feelings, or you're disconnected from your sense of self. Literally, you're losing yourself. You lose yourself. Because now your world rather revolves around your partner's opinion. You get what I mean? So this affects your mental health.
It does.
Isn't it? Yeah, it affects your ability to function as a wife, a husband, or a parent. So this is very toxic. I think the moral of the story is that this form of emotional abuse is very toxic, isn't it?
Sure.
And I feel like there's one other thing that I need to mention that is very common and that people don't see. It looks seamless, but it actually happens. Because the other thing that gaslighters will do, they will make sure they isolate you.
I'm glad you mentioned
because they do not want the question of accountability, you know, and they know for you, they've already made sure that you're not in a position to question them, either by love bombing you or inflicting fear. Remember the Bible says fear and love cannot exist.
They cannot coexist.
They cannot coexist. So it's either fear or love. So if you're in a relationship and there's fear, there's no love. Love has not been perfected.
In fact, the Bible says perfect love casts out all fear.
Exactly. So it's either they love bomb you or they bring in the aspect of fear because they know there is a way in which you depend on them. So they isolate you from what could make you see. Since I'm not able to see as a victim, I'm not able to see your flaws, and or if I'm able to see, I'm not able to question. There is this other friend of yours who will question. You know, so they make sure you are isolated, and you will constantly be making new friends because this person will always make sure that the ones who are coming too close now to allow you to see the truth, they don't get close enough. So if that's one particular thing that people should look out for. A person who's trying to isolate you from company you've had for the longest, friends you've had for the longest, friends that have been even approved by your family because you've had them for the longest, but this person is trying to show you how not important these friends are, then you should definitely
you've just mentioned a major red flag in any toxic relationship. Anyone who separates you from your family, from your loved ones, from your church, that is a major red flag. Because they want to isolate you to control you. Because as long as you're not around your support system, they will not be able to pinpoint the fact that he's or she is abusing you. Now, and this is very important because, again, in our show, Mr. Zaki, we love to offer practical solutions.
Exactly.
What would you say, Mr. Zaki, is a solution to someone who has experienced gaslighting?
And I was also looking at the comments, and I can see Rehab Washeke asking the same question.
Wow.
Yeah, she's asked, what will the person do after realizing that the person he or she is
a gaslighter?
Is a gaslighter.
She's in the spirit.
The first thing, before we started this topic, we talked about self-realization. And we said that this is a journey that has to be done at every stage of your life. Because with good self-realization, it is very hard for a person to manipulate you. And when we took a break in the backstage, we were discussing with my sister here, and we discovered that even in churches, currently, even in churches, that is why we have things like shakahora. Because these people will go and will make sure that they drain everything you know about yourself. The strength that makes you the person you are, they drain it. So with self-realization, every time we update, it's like a computer software. We make sure we update every time. Because when you can be able to analyze, I remember in the beginning she talked about SWOT analysis. If I know my strength, I know my weaknesses, there is no any time you can transform my strength into my weakness. So I think it all starts with self-realization. Before the other person tells you who you are, before they transform you to something that you're not supposed to be, I can stand on my ground and say that this is me, and no matter how much you try to kill what is in me, this is me.
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. So again, it goes back to the introduction of our message when we're doing a recap on self-awareness. When you have self-awareness, it's easy for someone to gaslight you. Because again, you'll be able to see the red flags and say, by the way, what I see here is not healthy. Lack of self-awareness leads to manipulation and emotional manipulation in the context of our conversation. You mentioned shakahola because again, gaslighting happens in church. For example, a pastor will come and say, the reason you're not blessed, you didn't give this amount of money.
I'm telling you.
That's gaslighting. They're shifting the blame on you. Get what I mean? So it can happen from all quarters because people who are gaslighters are very emotionally intelligent.
Oh, they are.
They are very emotionally intelligent.
They are.
And especially when they know your area of need, they will use that to manipulate you. They love bomb you, win your trust, and then they connive, manipulate you, and take advantage of you. Another way, Rosalind, do you think, what is one of the way we can help our viewers to protect themselves from gaslighters?
First of all, our viewers need to know that you need to trust the power that is in you to be able to stand your ground. You see, if I cannot question you just so that I can maintain a relationship, that relationship is not there in the first place. Because it takes two to tango. So if I am not able to present my needs as a person, then there is no point in me being in that relationship. And people need to get out of that place of dependency in a certain relationship, you know. And if you're not able to get yourself out, one thing I'm insisting on people not letting go is accountability. One thing that people are doing nowadays, especially Gen Z and millennials, is keeping their relationships secretive. And relationships do not thrive in secrecy.
No, they don't.
There has to be accountability. And if you find yourself with a partner who is isolating you, run to the hills.
That's a red
that
flag.
Relationship is totally toxic because they know they're not going to be questioned. So how to get out of that zone of being gaslighted is to make sure that you're questioning everything that you feel is amiss. Question it. Have a discussion with this person. And if this person is not open to discussion on every single matter that presses down on you, then you know that it is not a healthy relationship and it's only a time bomb. You're going to stay in that relationship, but at the end of the day, it's going to break you. It's not going to give you what you feel like you need in that place. You know? So don't let go of accountability.
And I feel one of the areas we need to tell our viewers is this: be emotionally stable before you get into a relationship. Because these people, they capitalize on your emotional neediness. When you're too emotionally needy, then that person sees, this is my playing field, right? But when you're emotionally whole, emotionally stable, there's no room for manipulation. Because unfortunately, we're living in a generation whereby people are so emotionally needy because of past traumas. They're looking for their knight in shining armor to ride in and save the day. So if you're so emotionally needy and whatever he or she says is yes sir, yes ma'am.
Yes, exactly.
If he or she is a sociopath, my friend, he has gotten a hold of you.
That
Yes,
before you proceed, kindly allow me to say this, especially with our young people today. There is a common statement like, I did this for him. In a relationship, if you're not doing, at first, if you're not doing something for yourself, it all starts with yourself. And that is why she's talking about accountability. Like, I can question, if my wife finds a mistake, she can comfortably ask me, why did this happen, without minding that like nitamuuliza nimuumize.
You'll be angered.
So you find a person saying like, okay, mi nilinyamaza, ndio nizuie shida. If you find yourself in such kind of a relationship, by the way, you just like a sheep that will take itself to a slaughterhouse, because you are trying to push into something that does not exist. If a person is not comfortable to explain why something that hurts you happened, then that person means they don't own you. They don't own any accountability to you.
I like that.
And what you've described, and I think this is another classic sign of gaslighting, when you're talking to your spouse about an issue or confronting them about an issue and they are silent.
Oh my God.
That is gaslighting.
It is.
It is. If I'm having a conversation with my wife about something and she opts to go silent, that is gaslighting. Imagine the emotional turmoil. Why are you not talking to me? Why are you not responding? So many things are going through my mind. Because in a healthy conversation, if I have a question, a query, I expect a response. But when you go silent on your spouse on that matter, that is emotional torture. That is gaslighting, isn't it? So we have to be very careful. And again, allow me to acknowledge more guys are tuning in. I see Jen Mwaora, a very she's very committed to our show. She's saying, thanks to our able counselors for enlightening, good guidance, keep it up. And then I can see Nyoike Essie saying, watching from Kikuyu. Yambura Njoroge says, best channel. Yes, it is. This is the best channel. So thank you again, guys, for showing up. Continue watching and sharing the link even as we come to the close of our show. But before we do, I just want to give Rose and Zaki a few minutes each to give us their final remarks. And let me say this is not the last time you see us on set. This conversation is too broad, too big for us to conclude. It's only that but you can rest assured you see more of us, you see Rose, more of us, and we'll continue to have this conversation. So I will start with Mr. Zaki.
Before you give us an opportunity to give us to give our viewers our final remarks, I think there is a question here we need to attend.
Oh, sure,
from DJ Zenon. And
I don't see that.
He is asking, how can one handle a gaslighting friend who
you are not in a relationship?
In a relationship with, e.g., she is a lady forcing a relationship.
We have a psychologist on set. Rosalie, did you get
she's in the best position
did you get the question?
Yeah, that's interesting.
I
think honesty is the best policy. Just don't entertain this person. Tell them outright that, you know what, you're an amazing person, but I'm not here yet. I don't think I will serve you in this relationship if I allow myself to start it off with you. You know, just honesty is the best policy. That's the answer I'd give to a person who's pursuing you and you're not on board with this relationship. Just be honest with them. Don't lead them on. And if they keep following you, that's not your fault. If they get hurt because you already told them your stand to the best you can.
So be for forthright.
Yeah.
Speak your mind.
Yes, please.
And that's the best way to solve that situation, isn't it, Zaki?
And it is also very important to add that in most cases you find if this man gives in to this lady, he will end up being an abuser.
Of course.
He will end up being the gaslighter. Because you'll find out that you got into a relationship that you were not interested in the first place. And now you are being forced to give your best, and at some point you start faking. So you will, that is when accountability is not found. If I did not ask you for love, you forced it. Why do you want me to explain why I am dating another person? Why do you want me to explain why I am doing 1, 2, 3 things? So it is very important, as Madam Rose have said, it is very, very important. Run away from this person.
Wow, DJ Zenon, I hope you've heard that. And please keep your questions coming. Now, Jeff Kim says, I'm learning from the best. I didn't know what gaslighting was. Good job. Again, that's why we are here, and we thank you so much for your comment. So, Mr. Zaki Mwenda, your closing remarks.
Okay. To our viewers.
Yes.
These things we never learned during our young age.
We did it,
But from the beginning of our show, there is something that we've emphasized on. It is never late. You might have survived in such a relationship. You've been abused. You've lost yourself, but it's never late. Now that we have given you an eye-opener, you can now start evaluating the situation, the circumstance that you've been battling. But remember, as I always say, these shows are not conclusive. We are just doing a simple diagnosis. We are just giving a direction. It is very important. If you feel like you have been in such a relationship, whether at work, whether in the church, or in your marriage, it's very important for you to go to a counselor. Sit, have sessions. Then at the end of the day, you will find out, maybe you might be the person who is wrong and judging the other person to be a gaslighter. So it's very important. Come to Helping Hearts
Counseling
Counseling Center. Sit with this big man here. And within a period of time, you're going to determine whether you are living in such kind of a toxic relationship. Always say, nothing is lost. As long as you're alive, there is a chance for you to come back to the real life.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Our special guest, Rosalind, what are your final remarks?
I think great minds think alike, because I heard him just speak my mind all through while he was giving his final remarks. But just to lay emphasis on what he said, sometimes you think you're the one being abused, and in actual sense, you're the abuser. You know, so it's good to do the self-work, like we said from the beginning of this show. And again, maybe now somebody somewhere is confused. You know, you're married and you're giving all these signs of gaslighting, and you're wondering, so what do I do? You know, for the people dating, it's easy for you to just walk out, you know, because you can easily find another partner. You have all the time to learn all these people and know who's the best for you. But for the people who are married, the goal is intentionality.
Absolutely.
You might be doing these things because you did not know you're actually doing them. You know, you might be guilt-tripping your partner because you did not know you're actually doing it. But now that we have mentioned it, now you need not to overlook. You need to do what you're supposed to do. Talk about it. Be open with your partner. Let your partner be able to express their needs to you.
Absolutely.
Listen to your partner. Go to a therapist, like Zaki said. You know, make sure you have accountability somewhere. You have a higher authority speaking into your marriage, so that you're able to see the dents, you're able to see the flaws, you're able to see places where you could do better. So we are not, it's not like we're encouraging a cancel culture, like just, you know, leaving, divorcing. No, that's not what we are trying to do. We are trying to just create awareness of what could be happening, of what could be, you know, could be leading you guys as a married couple probably not to achieve your best selves as a couple. And then from there now, go seek help.
Absolutely.
And I hope that this show has been
It has been amazing.
Yeah.
Especially from the response from our viewers, it has been amazing. And let me also say, we can find you on Instagram.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram as _designated_therapist, or on Facebook as Roslyn Wanjiko.
Yeah.
And also on YouTube, Roslyn Wanjiko Official.
Okay.
And I also offer private services.
Fantastic.
As a therapist.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can inbox me on those platforms.
Do you have a website yet? Not yet.
Not yet.
But it's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Fantastic. Look, today's show has been amazing, amazing, with such a wonderful panelist. It has been an amazing show. These are my final remarks. You know, knowledge is power. And when you have knowledge, you're able to make informed choices and decisions. The scripture says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And James says, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives generally and does not criticize. If you are lacking knowledge in the area of relationship, read a book, listen to a vlog, educate yourself, inform yourself, because ignorance is never an excuse, especially in this day and age. Feel free to contact either one of us. And if you want to have a continued conversation, maybe as a couple you feel you need more therapy, you need more information, please get in contact with us or any other therapist out there. Why? Because a session with a therapist can mean the difference between your relationship working or your relationship collapsing. We remind you, tomorrow we are back on air. Tomorrow is Relationship Thursday. Same time, same place, same channel. But from all of us here from Thai Worldwide Ministry, and specifically the Best Talk Show, we want to say we love you, we thank God for you, and may you have a good night.
Hello everyone, my names are Edwin Mbachu, and I am a trained counselor and a life coach by profession. Now here at Helping Hearts Counseling Center, we offer services that include youth mentorship programs, mental health awareness, guidance and counseling on drugs and substance abuse, rehabilitation services, as well as drug testing. Now we are located at Bishop Karaoke Center, opposite Wangige Level 4 Hospital, and you can reach us on 0723 820 271 or 07188 72556. Helping Hearts Counseling Services, a place of healing for you and your loved ones.